everybody, it's me, Miss Guzman, and this is my very first episode of Outside My Classroom. I guess you can see that I'm not in a classroom. I am actually in my office at home, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the power of positive thinking. And you might think, are you sure you don't want to talk to us about the power of big disastrous messes? And I do want to talk to you about that later, but right now I'm going to talk to you about the power of positive thinking. So the reason I have this big gigantic mess in my office is because I used the power of positive thinking this summer. I decided in May that I was going to apply for a GT specialist position. There were several open in my district. It's something that I've always wanted to do. So I put my applications in, applied to several schools, and then I packed up my room. I packed up my whole entire room. Yes, as you can see, I have brought home everything that I had amassed over 4 years of teaching at the school that I was at, and I've brought it all here, and I need to sort through it and get ready for the next school year. So I was positive that I was going to get a GT specialist position. I said, you know, if I tell myself it's going to happen and I've heard about positive affirmation, then I am going to set myself up and this is going to become a reality. So the first two schools come through and I don't get an interview, not even an interview. And I find out that they already kind of knew internally who they were going to choose for those positions, and they chose them and they moved them up, and they interviewed a few people at their campus, but they didn't really interview anybody else. So then my power of positive thinking became the power of negative thinking. And I looked around this room and all of these things, and I thought, gosh, wow, am I ridiculous or what? Like, what was I thinking? I packed up my whole room. My house is a disaster now. I didn't even get an interview. Nobody's even interested in me. So I let that power of positive thinking, unfortunately, become the power of negative thinking. And that began to drag me down, and I began to talk negatively, and I began to see things negatively, and I let myself really be upset for quite a while. And then I had some colleagues talk to me and say, you know, you're valued and you're important where you are, and just look at this as a way to reorganize all your stuff and kind of start the whole new year in a new way and in a kind of a clean slate way, and you can, you know, organize things and get rid of things you haven't used in 4 years and stuff like that. So took a deep breath and I pushed all that negativity to the side, and I said, you know what, that's right. There are always positive things that can happen, and I was going to get some new roles at my school, and they were going to move me from GT to co-teach and let me try out some things and kind of be a teacher mentor that way to a co-teacher. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm ready. I'm going to go do those things. And then a couple of more GT positions popped up, and because I was still kind of looking. I mean, let's be honest, you still kind of want what you want, right? And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna apply for those, and I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna be positive, and I'm gonna try. And at this point, I had set my mind, like, if I don't get those, then great, I can go forward with everybody's been helping me, and if I do get one, great, and I'll do that. So sure enough, I interviewed. I did get interviews this time for both positions, and I was accepted, and I got chosen to be the new GT specialist at a new school. So now I am positive that I need to look through all these things and get ready for the upcoming school year. So I think that there's a lot to be said about positive thinking. I think that it definitely can lead to negative thinking, and you have to be careful, and you have to watch yourself, and you have to be fortunate enough or smart enough to have surrounded yourself with good people that are going to remind you of the positive things when it's not so easy for you to remind yourself. But always remember that life is taking you somewhere, and you get to make choices on what road you go down, and sometimes the road might seem dark and scary, but it might turn into a really fun adventure. So just keep those things in mind, stay positive, work hard, things will come your way, teach your heart out, and and keep going, and I hope to see you guys soon inside my new classroom and give you some more tips on what to do inside the classroom. Bye for now.